Hello, guys. How we doing? It's the day after Roma beat Cagliari 4-0. Just some final thoughts here in the press conference as we move on to the match against Inter Milan this Saturday. Oh boy, the real test. But as we were mentioning on the live stream yesterday, it's not much. No. It's too much to say. Look, the Roma has already grown so much. Example of that is yesterday's second goal. That sequence was a thing of beauty. The way that it looked almost like a Broadway play. It gets into the back of the net via Dybala. That was his first goal of two last night. I'm very proud of them. The presentation by Angelino, the defensive. Look, I understand it's Cagliari. However, you have to give credit where it's due. We didn't know if Paredes and Cristante could play together. I saw a different Leandro than I've seen. Cristante was getting further up than I can honestly remember in time since he's been a Roma player, and he did really well at it. This is a team which is taking chances in their passing. They're looking to splice and cut up these dynamic angles, and they're making it happen. I'm very proud of them. Up top, Dybala has been a joy, and La Jolla, right? Pun there. But Baldanzi gets in his debut, takes over, and it's very much a father to son or a passing of the torch. I think that's the right word I'm looking for here. El Shaarawy did very good opening up lanes and finding that ball from Angelino. I really like the boys, man. I'm very happy them. Lorenzo Pellegrini is having a rinascita, rebirth of his play. But really I should say the big reason why we're here today is to take a look at this, which is De Rossi's press conference. These are not from DAZN or any reporter. These are from the official press conference. So he opens up. The reporter says, throughout the match, you could see the Roma that you like, but is there still something that you want to adjust? It's not really truly like complain as it's written here. It's more like things that you want to adjust. De Rossi says, I saw a good match, but there's a lot to improve. I'm happy, but we just not let ourselves be distracted by the victories. But I saw some things that we had worked on and were missing in Salernitana better. So the boys are keeping their minds on it and the effort. I like them today. Also the mental stability and keeping the match controlled. But we haven't really achieved anything yet. And it's true. But I will say this team is so much more on the right path right now. Was getting the team to play with a back four the turning point after Mourinho had said it was impossible? That was something we often addressed. Should Roma have changed formations when Jose was coach? So many of us felt, why are they not playing in a back line? Four. He says, if you ask me to start the question with a comparison compared to before, I can't answer. It's the right answer here. He says, one, because I don't know. Two, because everyone has their own visions. And three, wouldn't be correct. From what I see, playing with four makes you bring a player in more offensively, and we could tell by those wingbacks and how he's using them. He says Roma can play with three. Maybe we will play with three in the future, but with Mourinho, they put in good performances with three at the back, and that's also true. So both can be, there can be a little bit of validity to both those ideas here. He says, it's a fixation of mine. I come in and be the coach. I see what I want to bring, which sometimes is less complex than you might think. You got very angry about Paredes yellow. Paredes stuck up big time. That push against Yerry Mina, I don't like the fact that he draws in the yellow, that he makes a silly foul, but I do like that he gets that edge, and Yerry Mina is a provoker, and he gives it right back to him. De Rossi responds, I like it when they defend, but there is a way and a way. I always say a phrase, one gets hurt, we all bleed together. I like to see the wild eyes, but a 4-0, you have to be intelligent. You have to beat on behavior. Getting a yellow card at 4-0 is really stupid. Then maybe you accidentally get another yellow, and we can't afford to lose even one of these players, Leo especially. He goes on about Paredes and says, there are a few midfielders with his qualities in Italy and the world. If the ball passes through him, he can show the best qualities, but he has to improve things like dynamism, positioning, and being in the path of the ball. He means like having that field of view and knowing like where the ball is going to be and where to play it exactly, where he has to listen to me because I did that well. Without running like someone with four lungs, he can be fundamental in the defensive phase. So I'll just piggyback on De Rossi here. When it comes to zonal marking, defending, and getting up ahead as well, he says that Paredes can improve here. And I like that. Paredes wins a World Cup. He's been at PSG. He's a player who's had big transfer fees come his way, people who've come in and grabbed his service. But it's good for me. I like seeing De Rossi say, no, he can still improve. Like he's not the finished product. There's still some things to do here. Last question on the depth management from Angelino to the triple sub. He says, at the end of the first half, there was someone who was a little tired. I had already intended to make those changes. Diego Llorente felt his muscle contract. Lorenzo also perhaps felt his adductor tighten and was given a warning from that. then I always put Zalewski at the worst moment of the matches, and I wanted to give him quality minutes. After 5 minutes, Angelino then looked at me that he had cramps, and we made the fourth sub. So I waited to get the fifth in. I wanted to give Baldonzi his debut and give him some confidence. Guys, let me know what you think of the match overall, how you're feeling going into Inter Milan, what you think of this pod. 5 minutes. Hey, that's a short one today. Hope you got that information. And I guess that's it. Oh, it feels so sad. So short.